Hello there, Starscream again. I've been asked to do a review of this chappy here. Don't know if the light's doing it justice. I think it might be a bit bright, but we'll give it a go, okay? Jetfire, or quote-unquote Skyfire. I'm trying to be as brief as I can. I'm trying to do a little bit of the character and primarily concentrate on the toy if possible this time. Character. Skyfire in the cartoons, originally a scientist, sent to Earth, or they didn't know it was Earth at the time, with Starscream, and apparently they were searching for just to see if there's any inhabitants on Earth at the time, and they get in some sort of like, I don't know, what do you call it in the Antarctic or wherever it is they were. Very well, it was the Ice Age, okay, so there's nothing else but cold stuff around at the time, and apparently they get caught in some sort of blizzard, and Jetfire plummets to the ground and he's stuck. And Starscream looks for him for a bit, but inevitably he does give up because it's Starscream and he just can't be asked. So Jetfire, or Skyfire, was originally Starscream's science partner, and well, he's just left there for dead. And later on, this is all found out in one key episode, the Decepticons are up there, up to their old tricks again, digging for Energon, and they stumble across Skyfire, Jetfire here, and inevitably they awaken him because he's a big transformer. He's a lot bigger than Optimus Prime, a lot bigger than Megatron, even bigger than the Dinobots. He's quite a powerful individual, and they dig him out, reactivate him, and naturally assumes, because Starscream's there, that because he's his old partner, that he assumes that Starscream is a good guy, and he inevitably joins up with the Decepticons. Only to find later on, when Starscream starts shooting at him and killing people at random, that really possibly this isn't the way to go. So he inevitably opts to join the Autobot ranks. It's not before he has a little bit of an aerial dash with Starscream and basically becomes entrapped in ice again. And that's the end of that particular episode, and the Autobots leave him there. They have a quick memorial for him that lasts about 5 seconds, and they're gone. Only to return 1 or 2 episodes later on to dig him out because they need somebody to fly him around because Omega Supreme's pretty crappy. So there's the introduction to Skyfire, quote-unquote Jetfire, into Transformers the cartoon. Doesn't make it into season 2, and pretty much that's the end we see of him. 1 or 2 episodes and he's gone. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated. The comics, Jetfire, quote-unquote Skyfire, is originally designed and made for the Decepticons, okay? Optimus, it's a long story. I won't go into it because I honestly don't have the time at the moment. Well, I do have the time, but I'm not given the time. There's a significant difference there. He is created by Shockwave, okay? Who has taken over command of the Decepticons from Megatron. This is a very early comic now at the moment I'm talking about. And he blasts all the Autobots after they've had a battle with the Decepticons. And pretty much he has control of all the Autobots because they're indisposed. They cannot move. They're pretty much, well, out of power, out of energon, unable to fight. And he hangs them upside down. So Optimus Prime, knowing this, well, actually doesn't know it at the time, but he is actually, well, in all intents and purposes, beheaded. Shockwave knows that Optimus Prime has the Matrix in him, and that is the ability to create life. It's not the same as the cartoon continuity, okay? It's a completely different concept when the original comics were done. Primarily, Optimus Prime has a Matrix leadership, and it's more of a mental, physical being presence, which enables him to give life to lifeless robotic creations, okay? And Shockwave inevitably makes Optimus Prime, well, he doesn't actually make Optimus Prime make it. Optimus Prime implants Buster Wiki with the Matrix to hide it from Shockwave. Shockwave inevitably finds it, uses Buster because he's a human, he's weak, and he creates Jetfire. And here we have Jetfire created in the comics. I won't go into any more detail on that. I'd like to focus on it a little bit more in the future, but for the time being I'll just concentrate on the toy because that's what somebody was asking. This is a Macross Valkyrite jet, okay? It never was intended to be a Transformer. It was intended to be a Macross Valkyrite jet, and that's what it was. It was in Macross. I'm not sure if it's Macross Plus or the original series. It's a bit like Gundam. It's a mech, okay? It's not a Transformer. It doesn't really have any characteristics or intelligence, but it is. Look, something's popped up on my screen. Go away, thank you. Hope that didn't interfere. It's a Macross jet, okay? Hasbro, in their intensely laziness again, couldn't be bothered to create a character for it. So what they thought is they'd go, scope around a bit and see what the Japanese are up to, and they found Macross Vikerite jet, and they thought, you know what? It's similar to what we want. We'll package it as Jetfire, quote unquote Skyfire, and here we have him. Okay. The head moulding, I'll move that light, I think it's too intense and bright. There we go. Here we go, look. And if you flip him up here, some of them even had Macross on them. Okay, that's how lazy Hasbro were. You can't see it. It's underneath his stupid flippy legs. No, I can't. I'm going to have to take word for it. It says Bandai on it, okay? Nothing to do with Hasbro or Takira. It's just Bandai stuff for Macross. And it's a Macross Vikerite jet. He's actually in it. There are 3 modes of transformation. That's why the head moulding bears absolutely zero relevance. You miserable little... Oh, I'm getting tired with you, fella. Oh dear. They don't make the... It's very old, okay? It's like 20 odd years old. There we go. He's just off one of his jets. Stay up. So look, this is Jetfire for the Transformers. This here is a Valkyrite jet out of Macross. Okay, there's not a lot of difference, is there? Hasbro are possibly one of the laziest companies in the world. They don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and they've done it again. That's why Jetfire's head bears absolutely no relation to the Transformers cartoon one. It's because it was made for Macross, okay? And he's a Macross jet in all intents and purposes in a Transformer box. It's not very good actually. I mean, there's never a Diaclone Jetfire because they Diaclone ones didn't make any that were like this. So Hasbro thought we've got to find somebody else to make our toy, and they picked the Macross figure. As I said, it's very much Gundamish. There is no intelligence, no character. The character is the pilot, which he doesn't have because he's apparently a Transformer. I hope that cleared up a few questions you had about Jetfire. I'm not going to attempt to transform because he's too old, and I'm quite sure he's going to snap. I feel a bit like that some days. Not a very good joke, is it? Anyway, I hope that it clears up the fact that the head moulding absolutely had no relevance at all to the toy. That's a bit about Jetfire, quote unquote Skyfire. A bit about his character, I will say, if I've got time. I'm running out of time quickly. Jetfire in the cartoons, Skyfire is not a fighter. He's a pacifist, and he's a scientist at heart. So if you can work that into actually his character in the cartoon and even the comic, you get to understand a bit more about him. Okay. I hope that's cleared a few things up about why he doesn't bear any resemblance to the cartoon. There's a few more of these that they've done, i.e. Roadbuster and, well, but I think I'll cross that a bit later on. In the meantime, this is Starscream signing out. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll be doing a lot more, hopefully, if I'm not boring everybody too much yet.